The view of Palestinians is simple. Well, the Europeans treated the Jews badly, culminating in the Holocaust, and they gave them our land as compensation. Of course, we say it's our land. The Torah says it, but they don't believe in the Torah. So that's the reason there is not peace. They invent other reasons, but they do not believe in a Jewish state, and that is why we in America must stand strong with Israel through thick and thin. We must, because that is the reason, not any of these other false shibboleths, why there is not peace in the Middle East. Too many people don't understand that here in America.
Okay, this is straight from the Cornell Law website. The Establishment Clause of the First Amendment reads here, the First Amendment's Establishment Clause prohibits the government from making any law respecting an establishment of a religion. This clause not only forbids the government from establishing an official religion, but also prohibits government actions that unduly favor one religion over another. Okay, you just heard me read the definition, according to Cornell Law, of the Establishment Clause that dictates the government cannot favor one religion over another. And right before that, that was Chuck Schumer, the most senior elected Democrat in the entire U.S. Congress, talking about arguing that we should stand with Israel to help them create a Jewish state based on the sacred text, known with the sacred text according to the Zionists of the Torah, known as the Torah. So, yes, we have the most senior elected Democrat citing the Torah and as justification for claiming that the land belongs to them and not the Palestinians. So, and yet we're supposed to believe that the U.S. government's not unduly favoring the religious sect of Zionism over other religions. Now that begars belief. That anybody would claim that we're not unduly favoring Zionism over other religions. Because obviously we've been funding the state of Israel to the tune of many billions and billions of dollars, and now there's this beating in the war drums to strike Iran. Why would we strike Iran, other than to do it for the sake of, on the behalf of the theocratic state of Israel, to further the Zionist religious cause? Now there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of Israel is a religious state that justifies its existence on religious beliefs, based on their religion. It is entirely based on religion, and yet we are funding them. The U.S. government is funding Israel, so that would mean that we are favoring Zionism, which is a religion. It's a religious sect within Judaism. And of course, not all Jews are Zionists. Some are adamantly opposed to Zionism. I can post I should post some videos of rabbis that are like Orthodox rabbis, that are very much opposed to the existence of the State of Israel, and they're against Zionism in general. There are also many Jewish journalists that are also adamantly opposed to Zionism and the existence even the existence of the State of Israel. It's because, well, just look at all the horrible things that the State of Israel is doing. The whole idea of Zionism is that it's an ethno-supremacist belief system that does not have any regard for anyone that is not of pure Jewish blood. They will go ahead and just eliminate anybody that is not of pure Jewish blood that opposes them. To them, it's like swatting a fly or a flea or a mosquito. No other lives matter to them. And of course, that's the problem for the Jewish people who are opposed to the Zionism, because they do not want to be equated with the actions of the State of Israel. Because if it ever becomes common knowledge of what Israel is doing, has been doing to the people of Gaza and the West Bank, then people are basically most people are psychological simpletons. That is, though they go with whatever they psychologically associate with one say a group of people. So if it becomes right now, there's within the mainstream media, there's this very much a focus on trying to associate Zionism and the State of Israel with being Jewish. Now, suppose all the atrocities that are currently being covered up by that same mainstream media eventually becomes to the surface and becomes actually common knowledge among the normies, the plebs, the common folk, and at the same time they still have this equation where they equate Israel and the actions of Israel with being Jewish. So now, if that were to ever happen, where it would be all the atrocities of Israel, where they're targeting children with snipers, and there's just many testimonies from doctors who have been in Gaza who've testified that their Israel IDF has been targeting children deliberately, with sniper bullets, sniper fire. If that ever becomes for common knowledge, then that would create a mass psychological anti-Semitism sentiment among the masses. That was so. Then you really would see some anti-Semitism, among the masses if they were to suddenly become aware of all the atrocities that the IDF has been committing, especially since the October 7th event. So the wise Jewish people in the know realize what a problem that would be, and also just because they're good people, they're against the kind of heinous crimes that the IDF is committing. So, but regardless, I mean, we're just even forget about all the atrocities. The point is, that I'm making this video is the constitutionality is in question of the very U.S. Support for the State of Israel. You could find many instances where Netanyahu and other Israeli government officials quote the Bible to justify their actions. There's no doubt that it is a theocratic state, it is a religious state, and by being so closely, in such as adamant support for so much just money alone for the state of that's being given by the U.S. government to the state of Israel, that alone constitutes unduly favoring the religion of Zionism. Therefore, that is unconstitutional. It violates the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the Establishment Clause, which commonly referred to as separation between church and state, but of course it can be that's just a figure of speech. It can be separation of the synagogue and state, separation of the mosque and state. There's you cannot favor. It's not the First Amendment forbids the government from favoring any one religion over another, and it is currently favoring Zionism. So that's unconstitutional. I'm not sure. But what right now the U.S. government is continually funding through many presidents, both parties, continually favoring the religion of Zionism over other religions, where including not just the other religions of religion of Islam, but also Christianity. Gaza has long had a Christian population. This goes back long before the United States ever existed. That's for sure. The Christian population in Gaza, it continues to this day. But so far the IDF, they have destroyed 3 churches in Gaza. One of them was very ancient. And they also have been, Israel has been also struck Lebanon. Lebanon has a population of approximately 30% are Christian. Israel does not differentiate between Muslims and Christians in Gaza, West Bank, or in Lebanon. They don't care. To the state of Israel, government and military, lives of those of not of pure Jewish blood do not matter to them. Like I said, it's eliminating people of non-pure Jewish blood, whether they be Muslim or Christian, lives. To them it's like swatting a mosquito. It doesn't matter to them. But U.S. government is funding that ethno-supremacist, religious, fanatical, evil belief system that is a foundation of the state of Israel. If nothing else, it's unconstitutional. You cannot unduly favor one religion over another. But that's what we continue to do. I'm not sure what the remedy is. I'm not familiar with the processes to remedy an unconstitutional system that is the favoring of the religion of Zionism over other religions. But I'm going to look into it, see what I can find. But that's just all I wanted to say for now. If you're still watching, thanks for watching.